The catalogue of abuse carried out by staff at the Shirley Oaks Children's Home in Croydon in the 60s and 70s is now well known. But what hasn't yet been established is the identities of all of the abusers. Well, today, ITV News London heard accusations that some staff records may have been deliberately destroyed to cover for some of those involved. 7 victims came forward to tell us they've been trying for nearly 50 years to find the man who abused them without any success. They spoke exclusively to our senior correspondent, Ronke Phillips.
A group of men who have never met before, but they've come together because they have one thing in common. They were all allegedly abused by the same man.
This is actually a house of Sycamore Cottage.
As young children in the late 1960s and early 70s, they all lived at different times in Sycamore House, part of Shirley Oaks Children's Home in Surrey. It's alleged the officer in charge, who was known as Skip, was a paedophile who abused the young boys in his care.
Basically, the abuse started on me with this Skip. We used to call him Skip. And I realised I was a little bit older than the other boys. He tried it on once with me, and then he used to do all the other boys.
The men came forward individually to give their accounts to this man, who runs the Shirley Oaks Survivors Association, the group set up to represent victims who suffered abuse at the home. But when he contacted the London Borough responsible, he was told there was no record of the alleged abuser. It seems the man called Skip had been airbrushed from history.
Someone has taken painstaking effort to go through these multi-layers of places that we've looked, libraries, council files, historical documents, to take out any reference to him. The outcomes are there are no references to this man whatsoever. He doesn't exist as far as everyone's concerned.
I know he exists because he's there in my memory.
Michael claims he was targeted by Skip almost as soon as he moved into Sycamore House as a 12-year-old.
So he was doing sexual things, and I thought it was just me. But later on, very soon after that, at night time, I used to see one boy at a time being taken out of the room.
Richard, who doesn't want to be identified, lived in the home for 9 years.
How they can say he doesn't exist or never existed, that's a dreadful thing for them to say, and they should be ashamed of themselves. He did exist, and I'll never, ever forgive him.
Lambeth Council has confirmed there's no record of Skip in their files and added, "We've reviewed the historical records we hold and are unable to find details of this individual's employment. But we know he worked at Sycamore Cottage. For that we apologise, but the key thing is identifying this man."
I'd love to see him punished. You know, he's never gone away in my head. He's always been there, you know.
The men now hope their decision to speak out will help them to track down their alleged abuser so he can finally be prosecuted. Ronke Phillips, ITV News.